Hey, this is Heather from the Renaissance English History Podcast, and this is your Tudor Minute for July 14th. In 1575, Elizabeth I spent 2 lovely summer weeks at Kenilworth Castle being wooed by Robert Dudley, Earl of Leicester. The holiday would have been in full swing today, July 14th. It's not much of a secret that Elizabeth and Robert Dudley had a sort of thing going on in court. The famously virgin queen had one possible true love, Robert Dudley, the first Earl of Leicester. In 1575, Elizabeth was on one of her summer progresses through the Midlands, and she visited Dudley at his home in Kenilworth Castle. It was there where he spent 19 days wooing her in spectacular fashion, almost 3 weeks of pageants, festivals, music, and theater, which would have been the ultimate in Elizabethan entertainment. The pageant was a huge effort to win her heart and her hand in marriage. Even though Dudley was unsuccessful in his quest to win Elizabeth, the festival he created was the talk of the Tudor world for some time. There are few contemporary descriptions that give us an idea of what the experience would have been like. One was from a poet and actor, George Gascoigne, whose book, The Princely Pleasures at the Court of Kenilworth in 1576, gathered together the scripts that he and others had written for the entertainments performed for Elizabeth, complete with the stage directions. Shakespeare biographers love to speculate on how much the young William could have enjoyed all of the public pageants and masques, as William Shakespeare only lived about 14 miles away, and his father likely would have been involved in the preparations. Dudley didn't succeed in winning Elizabeth in marriage, but he may have succeeded in inspiring the imagination of a boy who would become the world's greatest playwright. And that could have perhaps made it all worth it. It's very possible that a young Will Shakespeare watched a dramatic love story play out in full view of everyone today, July 14th. That's your Tudor Minute. Remember, you can dive deeper into life in 16th century England through the Renaissance English History Podcast at englandcast.com.